Hey guys, welcome back to another MagicaVoxel tutorial. In this one, we're going to be taking a closer look at the shaders and to use them to create a kitchen that looks something like this. So let's go ahead and get started. So now that we're in MagicaVoxel, let's go ahead and start by creating our cabinets. Let's go ahead and switch to palette 3 and delete the cube. I'm going to go ahead and choose my colors for what I want the cabinet to be. Now that we have the color selected, go ahead and go to voxel shader mode. In the shaders tab, go ahead and find bricks vert, and we're just gonna click on this corner here and drag it out to the other side of the corner so that it fills up the cube. And then in the options menu here, we can go ahead and select the colors we want for the cabinet. In this case, it could be index 1 to index 4. So color A is 1, color B will be 4. And we can change the height of these lines right here to make it look more like wood. Let's go ahead and see which one controls what. In this case, the height controls what I want. I want the width to be 1. Now it's looking more like wood. And then if you're not happy with the colors, go ahead and change them here. Okay, so now that we're done with that, go ahead and make a new object, drag it to the top, and go ahead and crop it down because we're not going to be using the entire object, we're going to be creating the countertops. I like my countertops to have a lip, so I'm going to make it extend a little bit. And in the object, we're going to do the exact same thing with the wood. We're going to go ahead and select colors for our countertop. I want it to be granite, so I'm going to have speckled. I'm going to choose colors to make it look speckled. Let's see. We don't have to use shaders for this one. We can just fill the object with one color, select it, and left click drag the colors you want. Select the color to be. Right click, hit random. You can see we have this random assortment of colors that are from here. This is too contrasty, so I'm going to change them. Okay, now that we're done with that, we need to add the drawers for our cabinets. So I'm just going to go ahead and actually duplicate this and go in the object and delete it. Turn on the y-axis, I believe. Nope. Turn on the x-axis and choose one of the colors for the cabinet from the orthogonal view to make this easier. Actually, okay, something like that. And then, because I wanted the glass, I'm going to erase some of it. And then I'm just going to choose the color for the glass. Make it a tinted look, so I'll make it gray-black. Something like that. And then we can go ahead and add the handles, which I'm going to make white. Alright, that looks okay. Go ahead and constrict the object. Now that we have the entire thing, we can actually go into the main cabinet, and I want to get rid of this lip. So it'll look something like that. And now we can select all the objects and press U on the keyboard to U for union to combine all the objects together into one, and we can just drag each object to form the basis for our kitchen. Use the plus and minus key to rotate the cabinets around. And I'm actually going to delete this cabinet because that's where the stove's going to be. And I'll leave this spot open for the fridge. Now we're going to go ahead and work on the kitchen corner. It's probably the hardest part, but just follow what I do and it should be a piece of cake. We just created the one of the cabinets and extended it to here. We're going to do it one more time and rotate it so that it's facing outwards. Gonna put it back in, align it, and just extend that. For this one, we're also going to extend it like so, and just grab some of the countertop right here and pull it out. And there you go, you have the corner filled in. Okay, for the stove, let's go ahead and just duplicate this object. Go into it, delete it, choose a color for the stove, and we're just going to make a basic stove here. Okay, and there we go, we have a stove. Okay, now let's go ahead and give this kitchen a floor. I'm going to go for a pattern wood look. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose some colors for what I think looks good for a wood floor. And then go ahead and go to, actually first we're going to create an object, drag it out, go ahead and make the floor quite large and give it a height of 1 and align it properly to the kitchen you have created. If needed, you can use the crop tool and you can drag your object out and then go ahead and commit. Use the voxel shader mode and attach and drag from one side to the other side. Go into the shaders tab and find weave, and then find the colors you want for the wood. Gonna go ahead and change the lines. Okay, we have a wooden floor. Now for the easy step, let's just go ahead and add walls into this scene. Create a new object. Put it behind one of the cabinets. Make the wall smaller. And I'm going to go ahead and add some molding on top of the wall, if I can. Okay, now that that's done, let's go ahead and create the top cabinet. This part's easy, we can just drag the bottom cabinets up, like so. And top cabinets usually don't have granite countertop on top, so we can just erase that. Constrict the object. And these cabinets look kind of high, so let's reduce the size a little bit. Just drag that up. Okay, like so. Let's drag it multiple times. Whoops, undo that. For that corner piece, I literally just put another cabinet like that and just covered it up with this other one. I'm actually going to delete this cabinet because I want to add those fans that suck up fumes after you're cooking or during your cooking. So actually, I can bring that back, go into this object, delete it, and start working on a basic shape for this fan header. Okay, we have a basic fan header. Now we can go ahead and add our sink. I'm going to put it right here. Go ahead and just drag this cabinet up by actually create a new object cloning this cabinet by holding shift and clicking on it and dragging it up. You can go into this object, delete it. Let's actually make sure this object is lined up perfectly to the counter. Let's go ahead and create a stainless steel sink. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and go into this one and get rid of this that's on the inside. So we can, because sinks usually have a dip in them. And then we can go ahead and color it with this stainless steel. Whoops. Okay, go back into the other object and let's create the sink head. Gonna go for a modern looking sink. Okay, and now we can create a water effect by selecting a color for water and dragging it up in the cabinet object, not the sink object. Something like that. And there you have it. Let's go ahead and you're basically done with the modeling and texturing for your kitchen. Let's go ahead and work on the rendering and putting in shaders and materials. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the glass. I'm just going to select this by pressing Alt left click so I can select this color. Go ahead and go to the material matter tab, select glass, and then adjust the transparency and the reflectiveness of it. Okay, next for the water, I want to select the water in the sink, and I don't know why it's green, so I'm going to change it back to blue. Go ahead and go to cloud and select scatter and change it. You can't really tell what you're doing because you need to go to sample, turn on MIS cloud and TR shadow, as well as MIS GGX. And now you can start adjusting the water. Okay, let's go ahead and give the sink a metallic shader. And make it less dark to give it the stainless steel look. Okay, for the stove, I think it's too dark, so I'm going to make it lighter. And then this right here is the glass. I want to make that dark. Change, actually, yeah, keep that on absorb. And I'll make this dark. Make this white, a little bit whiter, yep, like that. Make this right here, I want to make this stainless steel. Make it a little bit lighter. Okay, and for the wood, we're going to give it as if it was waxed. So I'm going to go in here and select the colors. Make it slightly metallic so it can give off some, bounce off some light. And then remember these settings and do the same for each of the colors. So roughness 10, IOR 1.4, and metallic 10. Look. Okay, with that done, we're going to do the same with the countertop. Give it a little bit of shininess. Do the same with the wood. We get 15. Okay, now that that's done, we want to actually create some holes in these cabinets, because right now the glass is literally, you could see the cabinet does not have volume to it. So we're going to go into each of these objects and basically hollow it out. So selecting the top cabinets first, I'm just going to select this object, go ahead and modify, hit hole for remove all invisible voxels. Now if we go back here, you can see that it looks there's a cabinet in there, or you can put stuff in it, unlike these. Okay, now that we've done that, let's give this some light. You can give it literally any type of light you want. I'm going to go for a sunset look because I like the color of it. So let's go ahead and go back to the object mode, create a new object, and drag it out. I'll pretend there's a window here. Let's go ahead and use the crop tool and make it bigger. I want to make it fill up the size of the kitchen like that. Create a color for the light source. And we don't want it to do that. That's a little bit overkill. You can just have it like that. Constrict it. Get a good camera position. I like orthogonal. You can see that this is in the scene. We don't want that, so you can just drag it back till you don't see it anymore. If you want to save the camera position, press 7. And so if you move it like this, you can just press 8 on the keyboard and it'll bring it back to the camera. And render, let's go ahead and have this color selected. Go to emit, give it 100% emission, and power will vary depending on you. I'm just going to mess around and see which one I like. I'll bring this a little bit closer. Like that. Adjust the lighting a little bit actually. You see this is a little bit overkill. I don't want that, so I'm just gonna keep it like that. You can go in bloom, give it slightly more of a pop, and mess with the exposure if you want. And vignette settings. Okay, and there you go. You have a kitchen that you made in MagicaVoxel. Hope this tutorial helps, and thanks for watching.